So with the release of EZA AGL Bardock, it is time to update my top 10 TUR Dokkan Fest EZA tier list, right? So of course, you know, with that in mind, that is going to be just those specific characters, just so like no banner units are included. That's why I included Dokkan Fest only, just because usually Dokkan Fest EZAs are on par with one another, and sub EZAs are on like their different level, a little under them. Now, I guess speaking about Bardock, though, not really the best EZA in my opinion. I'm not really a big fan of him, and many people do agree that this guy was not as good as he could be. But he does indeed make the list, and there's one other reason why I wanted to make this list. It's really because it's post 9th anniversary, and I feel like some things have changed regarding this tier list. So, just in general, having a post 9th anniversary tier list out on the channel, I think would make a lot of sense. So, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to look at Bardock here and how he fits on this tier list and everything like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. So at our number 10 spot, we do have AGL Android 13. Now, AGL Android 13, I think he was higher on my tier list last time. But like I said last time, it was possible for this guy to move down. I think I said last time if Anniversary has like really big power creep. And the reason for that is because this guy doesn't do anything special defensively, right? He has like crits, he has a C1B guard, extra attack of his Goku, Super Saiyans, etc, yada yada yada. And it's like, you know, there's some new events with Gokus, there's some new events with Super Saiyans, like the Super Saiyan Trunks fight, the Sort of Hope Trunks, right? That he could get those parts of the past back to now. But also with those fights, there is the fact that they just hit a lot harder. So there is situations where this 13 may not even be able to tank normal attacks, man. I'm like, sometimes these normals hit for like 1.5 mil or something crazy like that, over 1 million defense normals easily. And this 13 in some scenarios, like you can get them to like 1.3 mil defense or like 1.1 mil defense, 1 million range, right? But he's not always going to be tanking them, especially because they're super class enemies now. So he's going to take more damage than he would against extreme class enemies. And it does suck that you can't like choose to not transform with this guy to permanently stack. That would help him quite a lot too, because like you need to want to use with the more Android characters, right? So that's a thing. Then early on, this guy could very easily get one shot. He has decent defenses, but you know, that's what I would give him, really just decent defenses. And he has no defense tech at all besides stacking defense, which I think it's not, he doesn't have what it takes to survive in the most difficult content. He does make the list though, but like, you know, he's not really tanking, he's not really good defensively. I mean, offensively, he's nothing special. And yeah, I don't know, he's supporting. I think that's cool, right? But you know, if we're gonna compare him to my next character on this list, then I think, you know, this next character fits better, which is 17. So MVP 17. I think he's still decent here for sure. He's not like the best or anything, but you can still get him to work. Very finicky though. If you're above 77% HP, this guy's gonna likely take a lot of damage even from normal attacks. But if you are under the 77% HP threshold, he has 57% reduction, which is huge. That's really, really good. Then he's providing 77% defense support, 3 key to all allies. Once this is built up and he's under the 77% HP threshold, he is able to go ahead and like very easily, I think, eat normal attacks against any boss, which is a good thing. Maybe not like the STR Blue Vegito part of the fight, like at the very end. Like he'll obviously take damage from that no matter what his reduction is, or like if he's fully built up or anything like that. Which I mean that you figured, because he's type disadvantage and those normals are hitting for like almost 2 mil damage. So it is insane, like that Gogeta fight, dude. Y'all, it's crazy how hard that fight could hit. If you don't have any attack debuffers, that's extreme Z, but I don't want to go to a challenge. If you don't have an attack debuffers, dude, what are you gonna do against like these 1.8 million damage normals? Actually, okay, it's right here, the Beast Gohan fight, and not the Beast Gohan fight, the Vegito fight. 900k Master Lure's attack, that becomes 1.8 mil, and it's like if you're physical, what do you do, right? So, well, a Super Bruise there, actually, yeah, but we'll talk about him in a second. At least it has debuff too, which is nice, right? He's supporting all allies. Gonna be more consistent than what I think the 13 is providing, but I do think that Super Buu is in a better spot now. We did get the LR Buu Ultimate Gohan, right? EZA, the physical Buu text that came out for Worldwide Celebration of 2020. He's a very powerful character. This dude could be arguably one of his better friends, right? Especially if you get this Buu Ultimate Gohan out, this guy could be really, really good. I think, you know, especially as the guard chance right here, usually they're going to guard with this guy. And then again, guard is a nice defensive mechanic that will work out pretty well. And it helps him eat a lot of these normal attacks very decently, I would say, in a lot of scenarios. Buu Gotenks, you get this guy out, he sucks, right? But Buu Piccolo, if you get him out as well, I think he could be pretty decent with the 50% reduction. Once he supers, he's like 700, 800k defense, I would say even. Maybe even closer to 600k, right? Probably closer to 500 to 800k defense, right? Around that level, depending on support. Link's active. He's healing. He's supporting. 3k, 40% defense to all allies. Just 50% reduction, of course. That's why it's like, you know, I'm saying like that 500, 800k defense with the 50% reduction. Very easily able to tank normal attacks at the very bare minimum. Super Buu, again, you know, if only this is like they changed this to turn 4, because I think pre-EZA was turn 5 still. This should have been changed to turn 4. I think that really hurts this guy. But like it, besides that, if you get him like in the second rotation or the third rotation, you can float him off. He'll debuff. A lot of these first phases can be debuffed now, I feel like, or you know, in general, debuffing is a lot more useful than it used to be. And then you transform into the like Buu Ultimate Gohan or Buu Piccolo. Again, as long as you don't get Buu Gotenks out, I think this guy could be pretty decent. And since we have the LR Buu Tanks EZA, he could be very useful. In the Beast Gohan fight, actually, you could very easily use this guy with the new LR Buhan. And this guy could be a pretty decent character, honestly. So that's why he's here number 8. I think he's just going to be more relevant. I mean, MVP 17 could be very usable in superheroes and stuff like that. But I feel like Buu, I don't know, I feel like Buu might be a little better than him, but it's kind of tough. I think, honestly, next is Physical Super Vegito, by the way. It's like, you know, these characters, I'm like, I don't even care. You could have this guy last. You could have this guy the best. You could have 17 above him. This guy just tanks normals, and he does his job. That's it. I mean, maybe you could say Super Buu. I like Super Buu better, because Super Buu is also able to eat these normals sometimes. But like, Super Vegito is always able to eat the normals. 80% reduction. Even like literally against like Vegito boss, right? Let's say Vegito has let's say he has 400k defense, right? Which I think definitely is a relatively like decent defense number you could expect to see from Vegito once he's gone a couple of his build up passive, right? So let's say even those normals that hit for 1.8 mil, he reduces 80% of that 1.8 million. So that leaves you with what is that 300k normals? Let me 18. Yeah, that's. Hold up, I actually have to let me figure out the exact math, because yeah, that should be 3. I'm probably really stupid. Let me wait. Okay, so that is, yeah, that's 360k, right? So if he has 400k normals, he's still taking double digits from those. Well, I guess that's also not concerning that type disadvantage, who would hit him a lot harder, but he'll be tanking maybe like at most 50k from those normals or so, which for type disadvantage as a floating character that EZA'd in 2023, right, during the anniversary, I'll definitely take that, right? You know, against like 1.8 mil damage normals, that is an STR boss, and if it wasn't STR, he would be taking double digits with that 400k defense range. Like, fine, you know, if he gets tagged with super, he dies. But like, I feel like him being able to consistently take normals, I'll take over these characters. In terms of like, who would I feel more confident taking into Blue Gogeta's fight? This guy, compared to these guys, I would rather take Physical Super Vegito. Is what I'm thinking, right? Who would I feel more comfortable taking into Zamasu? This guy, even though he's type disadvantage, I would rather take this guy over these characters. I feel like, because like at least he's gonna always take double digit damage from the normal attacks, right? Who would I feel more comfortable taking Beast Gohan? As long as I maneuver this guy to not end up in slot 1. Well, I guess to be fair, maybe this guy would be better taking to slot 1 against the Buu fight, but that's really it. But yeah, that's that. So that Vegito is at 7 right there. He's aged pretty well, right? And that's expected, right? Because again, we always knew he's gonna out-age a lot of these other characters. It's just that he's always gonna be like underwhelming offensively, 100%. but he's always going to be pretty decent defensively. And because of how it's going to sliding skill factor with the 80% reduction, he's always going to be usable, I feel like, which is a pretty decent thing, right? Next we have Tech Trunks. Tech Trunks here, I think he's gotten better with the 9th anniversary content, right? Again, we could go ahead and take a look here. There have been a couple of longer form events. Where is he at? He's right here. There have been a couple of longer form events that I think really help out Tech Trunks that have been introduced. I mean, Omega, he was actually able to work pretty decently in, but you got the movie bosses version 1 boss rush, which was like a super long 7-phase fight. We got the Blue Gogeta fight, which is pretty long. I think the Sword of Hope Trunks fight, relatively longest 3 phases right there. You could use them in there. The Beast Gohan fight, you could get away with the Sword of Hope Trunks and I think as well, especially because the second phase is AGL, so you could use them with type advantage, right? I think Trunks is at a better spot than he was pre-anniversary, which is good, right? But there also are very difficult shorter fights like the Cell Max fight, right? That still do exist, but in comparison, when it was just Fusion Zamasu, into Goku Black, Tech Goku Black and Zamasu, and Omega, right? It's like those fights. It's like, or Texel, right? It's like this guy, he only had this one fight where he could potentially kind of shine, especially because AoEs could hurt him. But no, I think it's a much better spot for this guy. That's good for him, right? Even though he hasn't really moved up or down on the tier list, like, I guess he probably is, I think I had 17 and 13 above him now. He's above them now. And I had him a little higher previously on the tier list, but I did decide to move him. Well, I decided to move a character up, is what I would say, and I'll talk about him when I get to that character. This guy in the boosted mode, he has potential to like do some pretty good damage as well, right? If he gets the if he gets like a double super, he could look pretty good, I think, especially. But he has this ability, and then he's nuking. He gives super class allies 3 key, which I kind of like right here, and he can full heal you, right? Because he changes again the he changes the tech key spheres. Wait, isn't it? I swear he had. Does he not change the full key sphere field? I swear he had that. Trunks, does he not have that? Maybe I'm insane. I swear he had that. Chat, maybe I'm insane, and I'm just totally misremembering. Let me double check here. Yeah, no, he doesn't. That's weird. I mean, I translated him, so I guess it's on me for not remembering, but I still think that's kind of weird. But yeah, I think he could be cool. So yeah, that's Trunks. Next we have AGL Bardock, and that's where he is on the tier list at our number 5 spot. The reason I put AGL Bardock over Tech Trunks, even though Tech Trunks has like this boost mode that could be really good, I think once Tech Trunks gets a couple of his stacks in, he's better than Bardock. I don't know, is he really? Because Bardock's base form is terribly weak. Bardock's base form is weaker than this Trunks base form. Bardock's base form sucks. It's really, really bad. It's really, 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 really bad. It's like actually garbage. His base form is like worthless. This is like the worst like base form of a character I think ever. This is like his base form is terrible. His base form is not even as good as Raditz, probably, until we get low class warriors, which is crazy to say, crazy team. But like, unless you're against Wicked Bloodline and your face and you have a full team of low class warriors, like his base form is probably worse than Raditz, right? Is like he's doing like what 2.2 to 3 mil attack stats. Then he has like 260k defense to run. Raditz could reach like 400k defense, and Raditz could do like 4 to 5 mil attack stats, right? You know, but Bardock can't at his base form. Bardock's base form is like genuinely terrible. It's actually insane until you get like multiple turns of stacks. Bardock is not going to be better than Raditz, which is it's insane how bad his base form is. It's actually pathetic. His base form, it's insulting even. I can go on and on about how bad his base form is. But Super Saiyan Bardock on turn 4, I think he actually could look pretty decent, right? That's where he gets a lot of these bigger stats, right? You know, we go from the 150% and then 50% attack when attacking, and then he has none of this. Then he gets the 180% and then 100% attack when attacking, and he's super effective. So it's like with those guaranteed, you see him hit a lot harder. Plus, he gets better attack links. I feel like we see Super Saiyan from Saiyan Warriors and Family Ties. He gets Super Saiyan and First Awaken, which is arguably just going to be overall better for you, especially if you get this First Awaken link. Not that you will be able to get it. It's like, you know, who here is even good? Like, no one. Everyone here sucks, right? There's no one here that's good. Everyone sucks. I mean, we'll wait for this EZA. I think this guy could EZA, like get a Super EZA, like relatively soon. That could be really cool. Maybe I might make a video about him for my second EZA, like speculation videos. But I'm still gonna wait for what Super Saiyan 3 Goku looks like, and then I'll kind of go from there. Which the data download for him should be tomorrow. We'll have the data download. The maintenance for global. I think JP will have a data download, and then I think we have the Dokkan now tomorrow as well. I will be streaming that because that's at a good time, I think, for me to stream it. But Bardock has the 48% chance dodge, which you could take 0 damage from supers, which has happened to me quite a couple of times, right? And he could look decent. He could take normals, I think, relatively comfortably. Not he can't always take normals, which is kind of sad. But at least he could like tank a lot of these normals while having the 48% chance to take 0 damage, which matters, right? I think he's good for the Vegito fight. Well, I want to say good. He could like work in the Vegito fight because he has type advantage in that fight. Beast Gohan fight, he could look pretty decent as well. But you know, base form Bardock sucks so bad that he's held back. If base form Bardock was actually good, this guy could potentially even be 3. But he's 5, and I think he'll continue to age worse. Beerus. So Beerus was the character I was like, should I put Beerus lower? Because it's like Realm of God's enemies aren't as prevalent. And it'd be really nice for this guy. Well, future Gohan and Zamasu. Oh god, dude. I'll just you know, I'm just gonna fill in the rest of this list at this point. We're already 60 minutes in. Yeah, it's whatever. So Zamasu, future Gohan, and then Kefla. I mean, yeah, Kefla's first. Like, oh, shocker, right? I'm gonna close all these. We'll talk about Kefla in a second. That's the rest of the list right there. I didn't mean to show it, but it just came out. And we know about these characters already, so we could just kind of do the fast forward. There are still pretty difficult Realm of Gods enemies. Like, if you use Zamasu, he's not easy. Like, he's still a difficult fight for a lot of characters. The Beerus, I guess to be fair, that Beerus fight, like, he could change these key spheres that he creates, but there are a lot of extra Rambo key sphere changers now, which is helpful. And global, since we're considering Kefla, like, we can consider battles. Right, battles could create Rainbow Key Source for this guy too, even when there's no Realm of God's enemy, and she works very well with him. She links very well with him. And then again, as long as you're able to get the 7 orbs, he has the reduction. But if you're using him as a floater, all he needs is 3 Key Spheres anyways. Beerus could be pretty good still. I think you could make Beerus look nice, and he has the debuff. Like, you could debuff some of these bosses. Man, it would be super nice if Beerus was on the super bosses category, but he's on movie bosses. That sucks, man. Beerus could be actually be really nice for super bosses against Realm of Gods when you can have the arm changing for like Broly Trio. But that's really it. I mean, Beerus still works pretty nicely, and I feel like I would feel comfortable taking Beerus into difficult content more than Bardock and Trunks. Especially in the content he works in. He works very well in, so yeah, that's the thing. AGL Zamasu still works pretty nicely. Again, I like that he transforms turn 3. Base Zamasu is weak, but he's not as weak as Bardock. And again, this guy's stacky with 50% reduction. He could look pretty good. I can't speak. He could look pretty nice still, and he could work very well in the Vegito fight. So I like this guy. I think that this guy is eating pretty well. And then you can get the mutation out at the end of the fights, and you know, as long as there's no AoEs against Gogeta, you could probably get this guy to mutate, and he'll do some pretty nice damage. I like AGL Zamasu still. I think he's cool. I think he's kind of chill, and he's supporting extreme class allies with 2 key. That's something that's very valuable as well. So that's nice. In future Gohan, I think he's just gonna he's better than future Zamasu. Zamasu I feel like was better pre-worldwide. I mean pre-9th anniversary, but this guy's I think better because we have a lot more Bottom Master Disciple characters. I mean, we literally have the Beast Gohan as the leader, right? I guess the only thing is that Trunks. Oh, dude, that like there's like an EC that turned on and just jump scared me. I guess the issue is Trunks right now is not really good. Sword Hope Trunks is your best option, really. I mean, Sword Hope Trunks you can get away with for sure, but Sword Hope Trunks is not as good as it once was. Super Saiyan Trio you can use, I think, you know, but what teams would they be on together? Super Saiyan's dumb. I'm so stupid. Super Saiyans you could work on together with them. It would be nice to get a new good Trunks though. I think this year getting another good Trunks, because when was the last Dokkan Festival Trunks character? Like again, Dokkan Festival, not like a LR here. Was it the AGL Trunks? No, Super Trunks, and he sucked. So you know that sucks for him. Well, he has a little bit of value, right? But he still sucks. I think a new Trunks Dokkan Fest, you know, would be pretty cool. But what moment would they do? What would they even do, man? Would they just redo this? Cause like this Trunks, this Trunks has the animation, which sucks. That does suck. I mean, it could be an active skill. Like they can make it an active. Oh, you know, I know what they could do. I know exactly what they could do. They could do the this guy as a Dokkan Fest this year. I think this would be a sick, like, you know, May Dokkan Fest or something. That would be awesome. I would love that. And then they give us like a summonable LR first from Cell. Yeah, that'd be cool too. So that could be cool. I'm getting speculation now, but yeah, this guy again very tanky still. Well, I want to say very tanky anymore, but he's still relatively tanky. It would be nice if he had a Trunks, but he doesn't really need a Trunks. Well, kind of does need a Trunks to transform, silly me. But sort of Trunks works just fine. And even then, like, he still has the reduction chance here if you're under 70% HP. But it's not that too hard to get. He's providing 50% support. He's decent. He's still good. And then Kefla is just by far and away like the best one. That's why Kefla is included here. I didn't include Rose in like the other tier list, or again like consider like the Universe 6 EZAs in the normal Dokkan Fest tier list, because I feel like I'm like iffy on Rose. I don't know where I'm gonna place him exactly, but Kefla, I feel very comfortable with her on one. Like she's like a tier above these guys. She's 9th anniversary level, and these guys are still like, you know, around 8th anniversary kind of level characters. Like honestly, I almost want to make an extra row just like this. This is like Kefla right here. Actually, I could bring this row up there. Like Kefla is like far and away better. It's kind of crazy, honestly. It is kind of wild how good Kefla is, but she's crazy, dude. At Kefla, they cooked with her so hard. Like it's Super Saiyan 2 Kefla is so dumb. She's doing like 25-30 mil attack stats, you can do 3 of them, and she's stacking her attack greatly. 70% dodge chance. There's a lot of rainbow orb changes for her. I mean, if we consider Kaba and Hit as well in the future for her, and it's like there are piercing and Universe Survival Saga bosses where she creates her more of her orbs and becomes super effective. She's stupid. And then, you know, even at a base form Kefla, she's doing like 15 mil attack stat. Then she could double super, and then she has dodge in her. Like, Kefla is crazy, dude. People were like, Bardock's better than Kefla. It's like, what? She's like, Bardock's base form is like, at least Bardock has the damage reduction. Kefla, if she doesn't dodge, she won't eat normals. Like, oh my. Because they're talking about Super Saiyan Bardock. Bardock has a reduction, and he has a dodge, right? Kefla, if she doesn't dodge, she dies. Like, Bardock dies too against supers if he doesn't dodge it. Unless it's type events, right? But I digress. That's it. Kefla is supremacy. Kefla is so stupid. What a dumb, silly unit. It's like she's just clearly the best CZ2 war, which is kind of fun. Good for Kefla. Good for Kefla. Hopefully we get an LR for her. That'd be cool. I'm done. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. And I wonder if there's a way I can position my list. I guess let me do. Didn't mean to show my bookmarks, but whatever. There we go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.